Good evening, baseball fans. This is Brandon Morvillius. Alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. You're on the WHS Network on YouTube.com with Raider Baseball coming your way here this evening from beautiful Raider Field here in Selma, Indiana. The 11-7 Richmond Red Devils take on your 14-5 Wapahani Raiders. Go ahead and get right into things here. We got a short pregame report here today. The Raiders coming off of a big victory last night against Winchester, 16-0 final score there in that one. The Raiders were able to get the job done and pounded out right around 20 hits, I think, last night. It's like 22 hits or so. But a great game last night there for the Raiders. Hopefully they can continue that here tonight and have a great pitching performance by Braxton Davis. Now the starting lineups here this evening. First for Richmond, leading off, playing shortstop, number 8, Parker Smith. Batting second, first base, number 15, Darius Clemens. Batting third and pitching, number 21, Philip Hobbs. Batting fourth and playing right field, number 3, Mason Brewer. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 11, Josiah Sizemore. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 12, Mikey Vance. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 16, Tyler Stanley. They'll be hitting for the center fielder, number 9, George Dickman. Batting eighth, second baseman, number 5, Gabe Crow. And batting ninth, number 17, the catcher, James Hall. Again, the Red Devils are coached by Sean Turner. Now we'll take a look here at tonight's starting lineup for your Wapahani Raiders. Leading out, playing center field, number 15, Garrett Stanley. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 8, Stephen Vickery. Batting third and catching, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb. Batting fourth, playing second base, number 12, Chandler Wise. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 17, Brevin Rivers. Batting sixth, the pitcher, number 22, Braxton Davis. Batting seventh, left fielder, number 11, Isaiah Brozier. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 6, Luke Galbraith. He'll be hitting for the right fielder, number 10, Seth Adams. And batting ninth, third baseman, number 21, Riley Porter. Again, the Raiders are coached by Brian Dudley, assisted by Jason Dudley, Randy Murphy, Willie Pease, Blake Turner, Andrew Brandt. So again, that's today's starting lineups. We got the national anthem coming up, so we'll go ahead and step aside here for a break, and we'll be back with tonight's first pitch. Alrighty, hi, hello, and welcome again here to the WHS Network on YouTube.com. The 14-5 Wapahani Raiders taking on the 11-7 Richmond Red Devils here from Raider Field. We'll go ahead and take a look again here at tonight's Jones Auto Body defensive alignment here this evening for the Raiders. Over in left field, Isaiah Brozier. In centers, Garrett Stanley, Seth Adams over in right. Around the horn, Riley Porter at third, Stephen Vickery at shortstop, Chandler Wise at second, and Brevin Rivers over at first base. And then your battery here, you have Braxton Davis on the mound and Tyson Lipscomb behind home plate. Again, that is tonight's Jones Auto Body defensive alignment. As I was saying in our extremely short pregame report there presented by Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC dealership, Wapahani got a great victory last night. They had a couple scuffles last week. They lost to Noblesville 10-0. They lost a real close one against Eastern Hancock in a final score of 1-0 in 9 innings. But then they also got a fantastic conference win last week at Daleville. So it wasn't necessarily a complete loss of a week last week, but now you have County Week. We got the first round bye. If not for that, we would actually be playing tonight at Yorktown. But instead, we will be awaiting the Yorktown and Westdale winner on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. So we're using this game here to get ready because, that's a long period of time. That's a whole about 5 days or so until you have another game. So it's crucial to get this game in here today and being able to get these guys out here playing competitively instead of just going through practice and hitting each other's pitching and so on and so forth here. So tonight's first pitch in there, it's going to be a bunt to the third base side. Porter with a strong throw on over to first for out number one of the ball game. So a strong start here, a one pitch, one out situation. There's Parker Smith is out at first base. Darius Clemens now at home plate. Clemens playing first base here tonight. Now will be in there for a ball, 1-0 to begin things here on Darius Clemens. Again, like I said, Braxton Davis on the mound here this evening. He's had really a pretty nice season here for himself. A sophomore here for the Raiders as he gets a pop-up in the shallow left field victory there and will make the play for out number 2 of the inning. So 2 quick outs here for Braxton Davis and the Raiders. But it's it's nice to see such youth like Braxton Davis or maybe some other guys that they've mixed in here with obviously Brevin Rivers. He had a great game last week against Eastern Hancock. Went all 9 innings. He actually pitched 8 2/3 of an inning and ended up taking a loss 1-0. But just fantastic job. You got Chandler Wise, your ace. You got other guys that can chip in. Isaiah Brozier, Drew Young. Drew Young on the shelf right now. We're hoping to get him back here sooner rather than later. But everybody just kind of doing what they're supposed to be doing, knowing their role, and going out here and putting on a great performance every night. And we're hoping that Braxton can have another great pitching performance here tonight, as we've also had some pretty good defense to start off this ball game. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Phillip Hobbs. Just a bit outside there for a ball. Now 2-2 here to the pitcher for the Richmond Red Devils. Davis gets his signs, the windup, and a 2-2 pitch. And that will be found back and out of play. So we will redo it here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hobbs, pretty nice season here for himself so far on the mound and at the plate as well. And another close pitch, but just a tad bit low for a ball. So now 3-2, full count, with 2 out and nobody on here in the top of the first. Here's the payoff pitch, and that's going to be a ball high. And Hobbs will trot on down to first base with a 2-out walk. So that will bring up the right fielder, number 3, Mason Brewer. So you're hoping that that walk doesn't come back to haunt you here. Got to leave him where he's at. Davis glances over at first, comes to the set and the pitch. Ground ball right back up the middle. That's going to get through in the center field. So a walk and a single, all so far now with 2 out in the inning, as the Red Devils have something of brewing here in the top of the first inning with the left fielder, number 11, Josiah Sizemore at the plate. So Davis got through the first 2 hitters of the inning rather quickly on 3 pitches. Since then has now walked a man and a single, as the Red Devils have a man in scoring position, 0-1 here on Sizemore. Davis gets the signs, And the 0-1 offering will be outside for a ball, 1-1. Again, as I said just moments ago, the Raiders received the first round bye of the 2018 Delaware County Tournament. They'll be back at it on Saturday morning at Yorktown High School. So please make sure to make the short trip out there to Yorktown, as that will be fouled off now for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on the Red Devils left fielder. Yorktown and Westell playing tonight. I think that's the first game of the evening. And a pickoff move back to second, and Hobbs barely gets back in there safely. Nice move there by Davis. He's got to really make sure to attack this hitter here. You got him at 1 and 2. Let's see what we can get done right here. And a 1-2 pitch will be another ground ball back up the middle. There's Vickery, and he'll step on second to end the inning. Nicely done there by Steven to end the inning, as the Red Devils threatened here with a 2-out walk and a single. Nothing to show for here as they getting on no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the first inning here from beautiful Raider Field. We'll step aside, and we'll be back with more Raider baseball right after this break. All righty, welcome back here again, Raider fans. Glad to have all you with us here on this beautiful sunshine evening here, about 78 degrees game time temperature. As we get geared up for the bottom half of the first inning here, leading things off, center fielder number 15, Garrett Stanley, as he will watch that one for a ball, 1-0 to begin things here on Garrett. Hobbs with a windup and the 1-0 pitch. And they're called to strike it. Didn't look like that was a whole lot different location than what the first pitch was, but alrighty then. 1-1 the count here on Stanley. Vickery waiting on deck. Here's the pitch. A ball low and away, 2-1. Garrett been money all year long from the leadoff spot. They've moved Vickery up. They've had to move a couple guys around due to some injuries. A bouncer up the middle, and Stanley's going to be in there safely, no question about that. So a infield single to begin things here in the inning, with a leadoff single for Garrett Stanley. And now we'll see the shortstop, number 8, Stephen Vickery, at the plate. So already one on. With nobody out here, Hobbs looking to roll up a double play here, but hopefully the Raiders have something else in mind. Pickoff move back to first. Stanley in there safely. So Hobbs again takes a long look in there, comes to the set, and a pitch. And that will be in there, called a strike, 0-1. Vickery again having a strong season for himself at the plate. An over 350 batting average, right around that 400 mark. Obviously plays outstanding defense up the middle at second or shortstop. 0-1 the count. And that will be fouled off. No balls and 2 strikes here to Vickery. Pickoff move once again back to first as Stanley is in there safely. Really paying close attention there to him. Hopefully Vickery can battle back in this at bat, down 0-2. Here's the pitch from Hobbs. Well high, and Stanley will take off for second base. So a pass ball allows Stanley to reach second. One ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Another one fouled off to the right side, out of play, as Vickery is just staying alive. Really working the count here, making the pitcher put it right over the plate here, hopefully, and we'll see if Vickery can run into something here. Bit high there for a ball. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stanley out at second base in scoring position. And a 2-2 offering will be a ball outside now, 3-2. So far, so good here for Stephen Vickery. He's battled back in this at bat, down 0-2. He's worked at the full count. And Hobbs is all kinds of flustered right now. This is exactly what you're supposed to do as an opposing team, especially offensively. Stanley got the leadoff hit. He's been dancing around. And Vickery put together a nice at bat there. We'll see if anybody gets there. And the catcher drops the ball. So a very unfortunate thing there for the catcher, but good for us. Really, that should have been a rather easy play to make. Payoff pitch once more, and that's going to be a walk. Boy, oh boy. So after what looked like a for sure out, turned into a walk, and a great at bat there by Stephen Vickery. A job well done there, young man. As we'll have the first 2 men on base here via the infield single and walk. Now your heavy hitters up now. Tyson Lipscomb now at the plate. 2 runners on, nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Hobbs comes to the set and the pitch just a bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes here to Tyson Lipscomb. Chandler Wise waiting on deck following him. He's been hitting second for most of the year here. Moved him down the order here and see if we can get more offensive production just as a team in general. And like I said, we have had an injury or two, so he's kind of mixing and matching where guys should be here to make sure that everybody is having success at the plate. Another ball outside, and now that runs the count to 3-0. So Hobbs in a little bit of a jam here. Got the first two runners on, already 3-0 here on Lipscomb. Threatening to get the bases loaded here, and that will be in there, called a strike, now 3-1. So great opportunity for Tyson. Find a way to get on base here, be productive, and hopefully score a run, maybe. We'll see what happens. Hobbs with a 3-1, and that's high for ball 4. So that will now load the bases for Chandler Wise. You got Stanley at third, Vickery at second, Lipscomb at first, and Chandler Wise at home plate, as the catcher will stroll on out there to have a chat. During that time, we'd like to thank one of our sponsors here, Muncie Dragway, owned by Scott and Dawn Daniels. Muncie Dragway is located along State Road 67, west of Albany, Indiana. For more information on upcoming events, please visit their online website at www.munciedragway.com. You can also contact them at 765-789-8470. Again, that is Muncie Dragway, family fun an eighth mile at a time. So Hobbs trying to regather himself here. Here's the pitch to Wise, and that will be low for a ball. 1-0. Wise with a great opportunity here to get some runs going early here in this one for the Raiders, as he fouls that one off to the third base side, now 1-1. Hobbs gets the signs, the windup and the 1-1 pitch. Low and away now, 2-1 the count here on Chandler. No, Tyson, Lipscomb, and Chandler Wise were tied for the team lead in RBIs. I haven't checked here of late what that looks like. Probably need to get a little bit more updated stats. I haven't looked in about a week and a half or so. And we're going to have another mound visit here. So 3-1 the count here on Chandler Wise. And obviously the pitcher Hobbs has not been able to throw any strikes. You know, you had the leadoff single there by Garrett Stanley. And I think having him on base definitely caused some unsettled ground there for Hobbs at the pitcher's mound. But then you had Stephen Vickery. He got down 0-2. He was able to work the count and battle and stay alive and be able to fight some pitches off and end up working himself into a favorable count there to where he can end up drawing the walk after the miscue there by the catcher. And then Lipscomb, he managed to draw a walk there on 5 pitches. And, so now you look at Chandler Wise. He's now 3-1. He's just having trouble finding the strike zone. So the Raiders are looking to cash in right here. 3 balls, 1 strike on the Raiders' second baseman. And that will be ball 4, and that will walk in a run. So the easiest RBI you're going to get right there if you're Chandler Wise. And, there's still nobody out here in the inning. A very important key right there.
Next up to the plate, first baseman for 17, Brevin Rivers.
So now we'll have Vickery at third, Lipscomb at second, Wise at first, and a first baseman, number 17, Brevin Rivers at home plate. And that's in there, called a strike, 0-1. From what we hear, Brevin Rivers hit a grand slam yesterday against Winchester. And, if I'm not mistaken, this could be another great opportunity for one right here, as that's a shot in the left center field. That's going to get down. Let's see here. Here comes Lipscomb coming home, and both runners will score. Vickery and Lipscomb score on the play as Brevin Rivers comes up big right there to tack on a few more runs to make it 3-0 Raiders. Nice piece of hitting there by Rivers, just flipping the bat on out there and being able to serve the ball into left center field for a 2 RBI single. Braxton Davis now at the plate for Wapahani. Shows bunt, brings the bat back, 1-0. So again, you have Chandler Wise out of second base, Brevin Rivers at first. Braxton Davis at the plate. Here's a pitch in there, called a strike, or now 1-1, pardon me. Following Davis will be Isaiah Brozier. And again, still nobody out here in the inning. Had 3 walks and 2 hits. And that's going to be down the right field line, but foul. He could have had that about another 7-8 more feet to the left. That would have been some damage right there. You know, if at least one run would have scored. Here's the pitch, and Davis will foul that one off once more, as the count remains at 1-2. Wise there with a good lead at second. Rivers also with a sizable lead at first, and Davis again chops that one foul. So this has a lot of the makings of the Stephen Vickery at bat. You know, you found yourself in the hole here. We've been able to battle back and hopefully still give yourself an opportunity to make good of something here in this AB. A ball low and away now, 2-2. So the 7th pitch in the at-bat already upcoming for Braxton Davis. Phillip Hobbs comes to the set, and the 2-2 offering will be chopped to the third base side. It's going to be a tough play, and Davis will be in there safely at first with another infield single. So the Red Devils can't find an out for nothing. And, you know, that's the way the game goes. We've had that happen to us a couple different times throughout the season here. Just being able to get the ball to bounce your way sometimes. But another fine at bat by the Raiders here in the inning, this time by Braxton Davis, as that will again reload the bases. Wise at third, Rivers at second, and Davis at first. And Isaiah Brozier at the plate, down 0-1. 3 walks and 3 singles here in the inning, and they're called strike 2. Hobbs gets what he likes. Here's the pitch, and Brozier chases that one for strike 3, and that will be the first down of the inning. So now we'll have the designated hitter, number 6, Luke Galbraith, at the plate.
Designated hitter number 6, Luke Galbraith.
He's hitting for the right fielder, Seth Adams, here this evening. Again, a little bit of a different look here the last few games of the Raider lineup, due to the injury there of Drew Young. Not real sure on his status here. I mean, I don't know if he'll be back this season or not. I would assume that he will be. I'm not real sure. As Galbraith will swing and miss on that one, now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hobbs with the windup and the pitch. Ooh, just a bit outside there, now 2-1. Close pitch. I'm sure Hobbs was really looking for that one. Trying to find any break he can. 2-1 the pitch. Ball 3. So nowhere to put Galbraith. Riley Porter on deck. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning 3-0 lead for the Raiders. And the pitch will be low for ball 4, so that will again walk in another run for the Raiders. That might be the end of the day here for Hobbs. I don't know. Just a series of events here for himself. He's given up 3 hits. He's had 4 walks. And the number 9 hitter in the order will now come to the plate in third baseman, number 21, Riley Porter. Call to strike, 0-1 on Porter. Obviously following him, we'll be right back to the top of the lineup with Garrett Stanley. Ball outside, now even the count here at 1-1. Hobbs with a windup, 2-0 pitch. Or pardon me, the 1-1 pitch. Now it makes it 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Porter, well outside. And a line shot down the third base line, foul by Riley Porter. Runs the count to full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hobbs with the payoff pitch. Gets Porter swinging for the second out of the inning. So the 2 outs that Hobbs has recorded has been strikeouts. Unfortunately for him, he also has managed to have 4 walks in the inning and also has allowed 3 singles and 4 runs. So Garrett Stanley up for the second time of the inning, looking to see if he can cash in again. 1 ball, no strikes to the Raiders center fielder. Big time trouble here for Hobbs. Hasn't been able to find the strike zone majority of the inning here, which, you know, again for him and his team, that's very unfortunate, but the Raiders have been able to capitalize. That will be called a strike now, 2-1. Now the count here on Garrett. That's a ball high and in, now 3-1. Swung on and missed, pulled the string out from underneath him. It's a full count here again. Another batter here for the Raiders working the count. Here's a payoff pitch. And a line shot right back up the middle. That's going to score 2. And Garrett Stanley 2 for 2 here in the first inning. So the Raiders now take a 6-0 lead. That's the 4th hit of the inning here for the Raiders. Second one here for Stanley. As Rivers and Davis both score. So again, you got Galbraith at third base, and Stanley takes off running. Safe at second. A very close play down there. So 1-0 to begin things here on Stephen Vickery. You already got 2 more guys now in scoring position. Let's see what Vickery can accomplish here. A little nub shot to the first base side. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Vickery. He's already drew a walk in the inning and scored a run. And the pitch. Oh, man, I thought for a second he was going to call that a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 men in scoring position. Let's see if Vickery can come up big. A ball outside now. 2-2. That's going to get by the catcher. And Galbraith rethought things right there. Thought for a moment there he's going to come on home, and the ball didn't. The ball did not get away from the catcher as far as Galbraith thought. So full count to Stephen Vickery. And the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. Vickery's definitely seen quite a few pitches here in this inning. He's seen 9 of them in the first at bat. And another walk. Nicely done there by Vickery as he'll trot on down to first with another very productive at bat for himself. The Raiders have him loaded with the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb, at the plate. Got to feel bad for Hobbs, though, at least a little bit. We've been here, you know, in this situation during the season this year where, you know, we've fallen on hard times. Couldn't find a way to get it out. You know, calls weren't going our way. Balls were landing in for hits that, you know, that they wouldn't land in for you offensively. You know, so the little things. And so from that standpoint, you do kind of feel bad for him, but then on the other side, not really. You're just doing what you're supposed to do. As a very iffy call, a strike there on Lipscomb, and he didn't really like that one now. 2-1 the count. Ball high and away. Hobbs has got to be pretty close to around 50 pitches here in the first inning. Here's the pitch. And they're called a strike. Now another one full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This is the 4th batter in a row here that's worked the count to full. Here's the payoff pitch. And there's a deep fly ball into center field. The center fielder's there and will make the catch. And that will end the inning. So the Raiders are able to put 6 runs up on the board here in the opening frame as the Raiders get 6 runs here on 4 hits, no errors, and 3 left on. We'll head to the top of the second here from Raider Field. Wapahani leads it 6-0. All righty, welcome back here with the top of the second inning as the Raiders strike for 6 in the bottom of the first with a 6-0 lead early here in this one. And we'll have the third baseman, number 12, Mikey Vance. One ball and one strike here to Vance, playing third base here this evening for the Red Devils. Davis gets the signs here from Lipscomb and a pitch. Fly ball down the right field line, foul. One ball, two strikes. Davis had a relatively good first inning there. Got the first two guys out on 3 pitches. As that's a fly ball in the left field. Can of corn there for Brozier. Nicely done. And that will be the first out of the inning. But as I was saying there, Davis mowed through the first 2 hitters like it was nothing on 3 pitches. Then the next 2 guys, got himself in a little bit of trouble there. Nothing major. But was able to get out of it and have a scoreless first inning. So we're hoping for much of these same here in the second as well. That pitch couldn't have missed by a whole lot right there. Want to know the count here on the designated hitter, Tyler Stanley. Ball inside, well-placed pitch there by Braxton Davis. Location right on tee. And really, if you are an avid baseball fan, especially one that like I am, they always say, everybody's always so much on velocity, making sure, you're throwing the 100-mile-an-hour fastball. That's all great and fine and dandy and all, but it's the location of the pitches and mixing up the speeds. Davis has done a pretty nice job of that as that one's shot in the right center field. So that will get in there for the first hit in the second inning here for the Red Devils. One out single. So we'll see the second baseman, number 5, Gabe Crow, with a man on and one out here in the top of the second inning. As I was saying, it's so crucial that you're able to mix up your pitches and hit your locations and be able to have success with that as the game goes along. Being able to get first pitch strikes and keeping hitters off balance. And I think as the season has went along here, I think these pitchers have really done a nice job of that. You're still going to have some hiccups throughout a ball game. Don't get me wrong. Nobody's perfect by any means. But you want to find that level of consistency every ball game and not hurting yourself. If you're going to get hurt, then, at least make sure that the opponent is doing what they're supposed to do and not making things easy for them. And so far, the pitching for a good part of the season here for the Raiders has been pretty solid. Something to really build off of. 2 balls, 1 strike, and in there called strike 2. Tell you what, we had that exact same location there in the last batter. That was called a ball. Speaking of consistency, right there, folks. I'm just a messing around. You can't really say too much here. I'm not here to talk about the umpires. They have a tough job, so. I know I definitely would not want to do it. Obviously still frustrating, I'm sure, at times. So a nice job there by Chandler Wise calling Stanley and Vickery off to make the catch for out number 2 of the inning. The number 9 hitter now, the catcher, number 17, James Hall, now at the plate. 2 out and 1 on. And they're called a strike, 0-1 here to James Hall. Davis looking to have another clean inning of work here Here's the pitch, just a bit outside there for a ball, 1-1. Following Hall will be the top of the order with Parker Smith, hoping to see him next inning as a pickoff move unsuccessful there as Stanley gets back in there safely. Tyler Stanley, that is. Here's the 1-1 offering outside for ball 2. Two and one on Hall. Davis glances over at first, comes to the set. And a pitch to the plate. A ball low and away, now 3-1. So you got to come all the way back here if you're Braxton. You can't afford to have a two-out walk. You know, it gives them hope here in the inning. You want to shut all hopes down here in the top of the second, and instead that will be outside for ball 4. And the Red Devils will now have them at first and second with 2 out here in the inning. So Stanley moves to second base, Hall at first. We'll have a courtesy runner, and that will be number 6, Ben Cheney. So Cheney now at first, Stanley at second, and the shortstop, number 8, Parker Smith at the plate. A ground ball to the third baseman. There's Porter, and he'll step on third for the third and final out of the inning. Nicely done there by Porter and by Davis and the Raiders in general as they shut down Richmond here in the top of the second inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning here from Raider Field. We'll step aside, and this will be our Jones Auto Body game break after an inning and a half. Welcome back here to the bottom of the second inning here. Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. And Chandler Wise will get the party started here in the bottom of the second inning with a leadoff single to begin things. So he is now 1 for 1 here on the evening. Drew a walk and scored a run there in the first. And now we'll see the first baseman, number 17, Brevin Rivers. Brevin Rivers had a 2 RBI single in the first inning. Back in there safely as Wise. So Hobbs again beginning his second inning of work. Wise again back in there safely. Hobbs will come to the set and the pitch. And Rivers laces one down the left field line, foul. 0-1 here to Rivers. Really seeing the ball good here, especially of late. And that's about the right time when you want to start seeing the ball real well. Hopefully everybody sees the ball real well towards the end of the regular season here, and hopefully we can continue putting up a lot of runs here. Another pickoff move. I'll tell you what, Hobbs really worrying about Wise over there. Don't get me wrong, Chandler's got some wheels. He does. I mean, he's not going out and he's not going to go out and steal 30 bases every year. But he does have some speed. Don't get me wrong, but don't know if it's worthy of throwing over there 3 times within 4 tries here. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Rivers. Another one fouled back and out of play by Brevin, as the count will now run to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hobbs again glances over at first, and he'll come to the set. That's a ball up in the zone now, 2-2. And again, I want to compliment these guys on how patient they are at the plate. Obviously Hobbs has had quite a bit of location problems, as Wise shows off the wheels. A little showcase there, stolen base. But he's obviously had some command issues so far. And Wapahani's been able to execute opportunities when they presented themselves. Here's the payoff pitch. And Rivers will hit a fly ball right center field. And the right fielder will be there to make the play. And Wise will advance on to third. So still a very productive at-bat there by Brevin. Nicely done there. 1 out now in the inning.
Now batting the pitch number 22 for Axton Davis.
So again, Wise now at third, 1 out, and the pitcher, number 22, Braxton Davis, at the plate. Here's the pitch, and a chopper to the 5 and 6 hole there. Third baseman throws on to first. So another productive out there as Davis collects the RBI, as Chandler Wise scores to make it 7-0.
Next up, left fielder number 11, Isaiah Brozier.
Left fielder number 11, Isaiah Brozier, now at the plate. 0 for 1 on the night here for him. Struck out swinging in the first, as he will swing and miss on that one here, 0-1. Just got to find that sweet part of the bat and hopefully send a charge right into things here. Fouls that one off now, 0-2. It's got to be patient up there. Brozier, you're already down 0-2, the first 2 at-bats of the ball game here for yourself. Just slow down. Probably going to go upstairs again. That's exactly what he does, and Brozier will strike out swinging to end the inning. But the Raiders tack on another run here in the bottom of the second inning. They have 1 run here on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We'll head to the top of the third here from Raider Field. We'll step aside and we'll be back with more Raider baseball on the WHS Network. Here we are back after the Jones Auto Body game break here. Wapahani with a 7-0 lead here as we enter the top of the third. And what has been a great pitching performance and also hitting performance put on here by the Raiders this evening. Obviously, we've seen the struggles there of Philip Hobbs there of Richmond, but the Raiders again have done their job and executed nicely here to put 7 quick ones up on the board through the first 2 innings of the ballgame. Line shot down the third base line, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on the first baseman, Darius Clemens. Guess we've ran out of baseballs, so Lipscomb will get that there to the umpire and get one back there to just the pitcher, Braxton Davis. Again, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Clemens. Philip Hobbs waiting on deck. And a pitch from Davis. Will be a ground ball to second baseman. Wise collects, throws on to first. And that will be the first out of the inning. A little 4-3 put out as Clemens goes down packing. Pitcher number 21, Philip Hobbs, now to play. It had a walk in the first inning and was left stranded at second. Davis gets a science here from Lipscomb. Here's the pitch. A ball high, 1-0. That's a ball low now. 2 balls, no strikes to the Red Devils 3-hitter in the lineup. That one fouled back. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tell you what, a very nice evening for baseball. I'll tell you what, folks, with the way our weather has been this spring, well, what was supposed to be spring, it's went from basically winter weather to the summer heat rather quickly. But it is absolutely wonderful outside. Again, game time temperature of 78 degrees, sunny. You know, everybody's out here enjoying a great game of baseball. And so far, the Raiders have been able to provide quite a bit of entertainment through the first 2 innings after a 1-out walk now to Philip Hobbs. Second walk issued to Hobbs on today. 3rd walk overall here for Braxton Davis. So now the right fielder, number 3, Mason Brewer, now at the plate, 1 for 1 with a single in the first, and he was left stranded there. So Braxton looking to roll up a double play here, and time called. Man, that's a late call. So Brewer will step back in there. Davis back on the rubber, glances at first. And a pitch in there, called a strike, 0-1. You got your middle infielders there playing a double play depth with Vickery and Wise. And a ground ball to the third baseman, Porter. And there will be no play. Tough play right there, you know, in between hops. So very unfortunate there for the Raiders, as they will now have them at first and second. Going to rule that an error by the third baseman, Riley Porter. Tough break there for Riley, but hopefully he'll get it next time. 2 out, 1 on here with Josiah Sizemore now at the plate. Sizemore 0 for 1 on the night. Grounded out to the third base, or pardon me, the shortstop in the first inning. And a line shot in the right field. Adams will make the grab. Nearly came in a little too far, but luckily was able to stick the old glove up there and say, look what I got. Nicely done there by Seth. Now 2 outs in the inning. Third base, number 12, Mikey Vance now at the plate. Ground ball to the second baseman. Wise on the short, and that will end the inning. So another nice job there by Braxton Davis. Pitching the contact, and the defense coming up big behind him to get him out of the inning. As the Red Devils get no runs here on no hits, also 1 error. And 2 left on. We will head to the bottom half of the third inning here, folks. We'll step aside. We'll be back with more Raider baseball right after the break. All righty, welcome back here, folks. We got the bottom half of the third inning here. We did have some lineup changes here. Trying to get all those lined up here for us. Have a new pitcher here on the mound. Number 5, Gabe Crow, now came on in relief for number 21, Philip Hobbs, also now playing second base, as Parker Smith moving over from shortstop. From the pitcher's mound to third, Philip Hobbs, and at shortstop is number 12, Mikey Vance. He moved over from third base. So again, that's the latest pitching change and defensive changes as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here to Luke Galbraith. And strike 3 swinging. Down goes Galbraith for out number 1 of the inning. And that will be in there, called a strike. 0-1 to begin things here on Riley Porter. Porter struck out swinging back in the first inning. Looking to get something going here for himself and the Raiders in the bottom half of the third inning. Again, Wapahani with a 7-0 lead over the Richmond Red Devils. I honestly cannot remember the last time we played Richmond. Even that's even if we even have played. I'm sure we possibly have through the years. I mean, my gosh. But if we have, then it's been quite some time. Foul ball down the right field line, and the first baseman bit the dust. Man down. So the count here, 0-2 here on Riley Porter. It looks like they took out the gate. That seems like that happens at least once a year. I must not have that thing bolted in very well. So now at least we know the reason why the first baseman went down up there. At least he just didn't go down and just fall down for absolutely no reason. He went over towards the gate, and, well, I'm sure he wasn't expecting the gate to give away. And it did, and that would have been a perfect time to play the old song, Another One Bites the Dust. So nevertheless, here's still 0-2 here on the Raiders' third baseman, Riley Porter. A little brief pause in the action there. Had to fix the gate. I don't know how they got it reconnected. I'm sure they did somehow, but they got it back on, and we're back and ready for baseball. Oh, and 2 to Porter. Crow with the windup and the pitch. And that one will be fouled back and out of play once more. 0-2. Following Porter will be the top of the lineup. Garrett Stanley, 2 for 2 on the day. And a liner right into left center field. A gap shot there by Porter as he books and cooks on into second with a one-out double. Nice piece of hitting there, young man. So a big-time double there for Porter. Gives the Raiders a man in scoring position with one out here in the inning. And the top of the lineup but now at the plate with a center fielder, number 15, Garrett Stanley. Again, as I mentioned, Garrett now 2 for 2 here on the day. A pair of singles, also a run scored, a stolen base, and an RBI, or 2 RBIs rather. 0-1 as he watches that one in there, called a strike. One ball, one strike to Garrett Stanley. Porter at second base with only one out here in the bottom half of the third inning. Wapahani trying to put another crooked number up on the board. We've scored 7 runs through the first 2 innings. 7 runs on 6 hits and 1 error, while Richmond has no runs on 2 hits and no errors. Here's the pitch from Crow. And a little bloop shot in the left field. That's going to fall. So Porter advances on to third after another hit here for Garrett Stanley. A 3 for 3 day for the Raiders center fielder.
Now batting the shortstop, number 8, Stephen Vickery.
So the shortstop, number 8, Stephen Vickery, now with another great chance here to get the Raiders on the board here with another run. It's been very productive. Has put 2 high-level at-bats together here, 2 walks with a run scored, which is very important, with those quality of at-bats. In your, in right there in your first 2 guys of the order is so crucial. Stanley sees a lot of pitches. Then you put Vickery up now at the second spot in the order. He has already seen a lot of pitches. And, now he's the pitcher's an open book. Everybody knows what he's going to go what the pitch is going to go with. So, and that's why that the Raiders have been able to execute there. And Vickery shoots it down the third base line. Stanley will stay put at second, and Vickery with an RBI single. Yes. So now it's an 8-0 lead for the Raiders. Vickery now 1 for 1.
Stepping up to the plate for the Raiders is the catcher, number 3, Tyson.
So again, Porter got it all going for us here with a one-out double. Stanley with a single. Now Vickery with a single. And the catcher, Tyson Lipscomb, with another potential RBI opportunity. 0 for 1 here on the day. Called a strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Lipscomb drew a walk in the first inning, scored a run, and then flew out to the center fielder in the second inning. Or no, actually, flew out to the center fielder in the first inning to end the first inning. I forgot he batted twice in the first. Something you don't necessarily see every single day. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Narrowly hit him. That's going to get by the catcher, so both runners will advance. Two balls, 1 strike. Lipscomb steps back in. Crow will get a signs here from his catcher. Here's the windup and a 2-1 offering. Ooh, man. Not a very liked call there by Lipscomb. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chandler Wise awaits on deck, and the pitch. And that one's fouled back and out of play as Lipscomb staying alive. Once again, the 2-2 pitch. Laced down the right field line, foul. Ball inside. Two balls, 2 strikes, or pardon me, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lipscomb will ground there to the second base side on the first, and that'll be the second out of the inning. So another productive at bat for another Raider baseball player here today. 2 outs now in the inning, 9-0 lead now for the Raiders. As Stanley comes home on the sacrifice ground out by Lipscomb. Lipscomb, again, with now his first RBI of the ball game. Vickery moved now on to third base. And want to know the count here on Raiders second baseman Chandler Wise, as he will uppercut that one foul. 1 ball and a strike here to Chandler. Nice evening here for him so far. A walk and a RBI single. Or actually had a walk, which then scored the RBI. And then also, like I said, does have a single and 2 runs scored here on the day. 3-1 now on Chandler. Crow with the windup and the pitch. A ground ball to the third base side. Foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Brevin Rivers waiting on deck. He's still got a man at third base, 2 out here in the inning. And a 9-0 lead for Wapahani. Looking to tack some more runs on. Here's the payoff pitch. Ball 4. Wise will take his base, as he will march on down the first. Rivers now will come up with another RBI opportunity. 1 for 2 here on the day. Had a 2 RBI single in the first inning and then flew out to the right fielder in the second. And the pitch, and drops on in there, called a strike 0-1. Crow with the windup and the pitch. Laced in again in the left field. That will get in there for another RBI single. So the Raiders just continuing to lace the ball everywhere, all over the field, as it's now a 10-0 lead. Rivers with now a 2-hit day. And his third RBI of the ball game as Vickery came around the score from third. Wise at second, Rivers at first, and Davis fouls that one off, 0-1. Braxton Davis so far 1 for 1 on the day. Got a single in the first and scored a run, and then also had an RBI sacrifice ground out in the second. 1 ball, 1 strike. Crow gets the signs. The rock back and a pitch. Ground ball through the right side of the infield. Here comes Wise, moving around third. And he'll be in there safely, standing in at home. And another clutch situation there by Braxton Davis, coming up big, helping himself here this evening with another hit. And an RBI single there for Braxton as Wise scores on the play. And the Raiders now lead it 11-0. And we'll have a courtesy runner now down at first. And that will be number 4, Riley Longfellow. So Rivers now at second, Longfellow at first. And left fielder Isaiah Brozier now at the plate. Pair of strikeouts on the day. You know, hey, it is what it is. Brozier's just he's got to put that aside, focus on this at bat. Don't worry about what happened. I know that's a lot easier said than done, but I've been there. You know, I've been on the field. I know what it's like, played the game. I know it's not easier said than done, but you got to put it out of your mind. Got to find a way to do it. And hopefully he'll come up big right here and be able to have some great offensive production. Brozier sends one out in the left center field. Nice hit, but the left fielder makes the play for the third out of the inning. So the Raiders again tack on some more runs here in the bottom of the third as they score 4 more times to now run the lead to 11. 11-0 after 3 innings here, folks. We'll step aside. Again, this will be our Jones Auto Body game break. Welcome back here again. Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Wapahani here with a 11-0 lead as we enter the fourth. And that one will be found down the right field line foul. Now 1-1. In there for a ball. Now 2 balls, 1 strike. Here to the designated hitter, Tyler Stanley. That one fouled off and out of play. We'll now run the count to an even 2 balls and 2 strike count. Two balls, 2 strikes to Stanley. Gabe Crow on deck. Ball pitch game so far here by Davis, looking to keep it that way, as that will be skipped in the dirt. Full count now on Stanley. Leadoff man here in the top of the 4th inning. As again, that score is correct there on your screen, folks, if you're just now joining us. An 11-0 lead for the Raiders here as we enter the top of the 4th inning. Wapahani has scored 6 runs in the first, 1 run in the second, and 4 runs in the third. They have 11 runs on 10 hits and 1 error. Richmond with no runs on 2 hits and no errors. As that will be a fly ball into center field. Stanley there, and will make the catch for out number 1 of the inning. Second baseman, Gabe Crow, or pardon me, actually the pitcher, number 5, Gabe Crow now at the plate. So far 0 for 1 on the day. Flew out to the center fielder in the second inning. Outside for a ball, 1-0. So 2 balls, no strikes to Crow. Braxton Davis with a pitch, and that will be fouled off the old shin. Now 2-1 here to Gabe Crow. James Hall on deck. He's 0 for 0 on the day. Had a walk in the second. Overall, it's been a great day here for Braxton. Defense has been solid. Offense has obviously done their job. Fouled off to the right side, well out of play there. Now 2-2. Davis with a 2-2. Ground ball to the third base. Again, foul. Two balls, 2 strikes, the windup and the pitch, and a deep fly ball left center field. Go get it, Stanley, and he does! Showing the wheels. Hey, there's Billy Hamilton out there. Nice play there by Garrett. 2 up and 2 down so far here for the Red Devils.
Now batting the catcher, number 17, James Hall.
And the catcher, number 17, James Hall now at the plate. Again, as I mentioned, an official plate appearance, or an official at bat, I guess I should say, here today. Drew a walk in the second inning. So 0-1 to begin things for Hall. Davis looking to have a clean inning of work here. He's actually never had a 1-2-3 inning. He's came very close, but still has not been able to manage a 1-2-3 inning, hoping to do so right here. Swing and a miss. So now 1-2 the count here on Hall. He steps back in there. Davis back on the rubber. He'll get his signs. Here's the windup, the 1-2. And that'll be foul tipped in and out of the glove of Lipscomb.
Out from here. We'll call it up here. We'll call it where we
1-2 pitch once more. Low and away. So 2-2 here on Hall. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And nobody on here for the Red Devils. In the top of the 4th, here's the pitch. And a ground ball through the 5 and 6 hole. So another hit. 3rd hit of the day now for Richmond. So, and again, Davis has been right there. You know, the second time in 4 innings now where he's managed to get the first 2 outs of the inning, but just can't seem to slam the door shut and get that 3rd and final out. Pickoff move back in air is Cheney. Safely at first, coming in to run there for the catcher, James Hall. Top of the order here with Parker Smith, second baseman here for the Red Devils. Fouled off there to the right side, now to play. So 0-1 to Smith, 0 for 2 on the day. Had a little bunt there to the third baseman. A nice play by Porter to open the game up this evening. Threw him out at first and then grounded out again to Porter again in the second. So Smith already in the hole here. No balls, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. And he went fishing on that one. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Down goes Smith to end the inning. So the Red Devils get a base runner there with a 2-out single, nothing to show for here as they get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th from beautiful Raider Field here on the WHS Network. We'll step aside. Again, here's our Jones Auto Body game break. Welcome back here, bottom of the 4th inning here for Wapahani. We'd like to thank our sponsors here this evening. Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Fan and located at 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, of which they've been servicing the community for over 30 years. If you have any questions or need them to take a look at your vehicle, make sure to contact them at 765-284-2593. Again, that is Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. And Luke Galbraith getting the bottom of the fourth inning started. Center fielder will kick it away. And that's going to be a leadoff double for Luke Galbraith. Well done there, Luke. Great way to get it started here in the fourth inning.
Base number 21, Riley Porter.
So that will be the first hit of the day here for Luke. He's been on base now twice on the day. And the number 9 hitter in the order, the third baseman, number 21, Riley Porter at the plate. 1 for 2, struck out swinging in the first. And then a one-out double in the third inning that got this offense jump-started in the third, where they went on to score 4 runs. Had a double and a run scored. So a wild pitch advances Galbraith on to third. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Riley Porter. Garrett Stanley to follow him. Stephen Vickery after that. Crow with a windup and a 1-1. A ball high now, 2-1. Another ball high. Nice pair of eyes there by Porter. 3-1. Galbraith at third, just 90 feet away from home plate, and that's going to hit him. So it's going to be ball 4 nevertheless there as Porter strolls on to first. So the first 2 runners reach base on a double and a hit by pitch. Stanley now 3 for 3 here on the day. Has all 3 of them been singles. Also has an RBI and a stolen base and 2 runs scored. 2 RBIs here on the day so far for Garrett. So after another wild pitch, Porter advances to second, 1-0. Second and third are the Raiders. And Stanley with another bloop shot, except this time to the third baseman. So now 1 out here in the inning. And the shortstop, number 8, Stephen Vickery, now at the plate. 1 for 1 on the day with a pair of walks. Also with 2 runs scored on the night. Ground ball there. That's going to score the run, and Vickery will be safe at first. There goes Porter taking third. So another run scores to make it a 12-0 ball game.
Next up, the catcher number 3, Tyson Lipscomb.
Lipscomb now at the plate. I don't know how that one didn't hit him. So 1-0 here on Tyson. Two balls, no strikes here. Lipscomb 0 for 1 here on the day. Looking for his first hit here. Shot down the right field line, foul. One hops the fence down there. A rocket shot there by Tyson Lipscomb. Now 2 balls, 1 strike, runners on the corners. Vickery at first, Porter at third. Again, Vickery able to reach base there on the air. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and they're called strike 2. Crow comes to the set. Here's the 2-2 offering. And another one down the right field line, foul. And that one hit off a tree and ends up coming back into play. So time will be called. So the count remains here, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Crow taking a long look in there, and then time was finally called there by Lipscomb. Vickery at first, Porter at third. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. The Raiders have already put 1 run up on the board, as again Lipscomb will foul that one off. Got to keep battling here. That's what Tyson's been able to do so far. Hopefully he can come up with something here, a hit, a walk, get a run in somehow. And the pitch. Another one fouled off, this time to the left field side, out of play. So this will be the 8th pitch in the at-bat for Lipscomb. A ball high and in will run the count to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Chandler Wise awaits on deck with men on first and third, and 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Wapahani with a 12-0 lead. Another deep drive to right. And another one foul, and that might have landed in the old White River. So this now the 10th pitch to Tyson Lipscomb. It's been a great at bat so far, but hey, you might as well go ahead and top it off. Top it off with something good here. And a payoff pitch. Ball 4 and another great at bat by one of the Raiders baseball players. We've worked so many counts today. I mean, we have been, it's good to be aggressive, don't get me wrong, but especially when a pitcher's really not throwing strikes, you got to use that to your advantage. And, if it's nothing good, don't be swinging at it. Don't be swinging just to swing. Make sure it's a good pitch. And these guys have been able to lay off the bad ones today. So 0-1 to begin things here with Chandler Wise. Now you got Porter at third, Vickery at second, Lipscomb at first. 1 out, and the pitch to Wise. We have ball low in the dirt, 1-1. And a little bloop shot into center field. That's going to get by the second baseman. So that will score 1 run there, an RBI single for Chandler Wise, as the Raiders just keep tacking on more runs, as they have now exploded for 13 through 3 in a 3rd inning. So Chandler now with his 2nd RBI of the day there with that RBI single. Vickery at third, Lipscomb at second, Wise at first. Brevin Rivers at the plate, 0-1, and the pitch. A ground ball to the shortstop. Throws on to second, and man. Looked like he might have got in there, but they're going to call him out at second. A run does score. So an RBI ground out there of Rivers. He'll be on at first. Four RBIs now on the day here for Rivers as he'll take off for second base. Another wild pitch. We've had plenty of those here today for Richmond. Lipscomb at third, Rivers at second. The pitch to Davis as he will foul that one off out of play. Now 1-1. Davis 2 hits here on the day, looking to wreak some more havoc here on the Red Devils. 1 ball, 1 strike. A ball high now, 2-1. Wapahani so far has pounded out 12 hits, 14 runs on the day. That is now 30 runs scored in the past 10 and 2/3 innings. Actually, pardon me, that would not even be correct because we only had 4 innings yesterday. So actually, 7 and 2/3 innings now, we have scored 30 runs. That is getting it done. So 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Braxton Davis. Crow with the windup and the pitch. Another one fouled back and out of play. So following Davis will be Isaiah Brozier. Hopefully we'll get to see him here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. And up in the zone, ball 4, and the woes continue for the Red Devils. And here comes Isaiah Brozier after the 2-out walk of Davis. Brozier 0 for 3 on the day.
Left fielder number 11, Isaiah Brozier.
Let's see if Brozier can come up big right here. That's exactly what he does. Hit into left field. And Rivers will stay put at third. An RBI single for Brozier. Nicely done there for Isaiah. Great job. So now it's a 15-0 lead. The hit from Isaiah scores Lipscomb. RBI single there, and we have Rivers now at third. Davis out at second. Brozier at first. And Seth Adams now will get his first plate appearance of the day. And we'll have a courtesy runner now out at second. Number 9, Drew Luce. So Adams will get his first plate appearance of the day. Galbraith, I'm assuming, will be done. He was DHing, so it wasn't like he was playing the field, but he had a pretty good day there for himself. Galbraith did 1 for 2 with a walk and a double and a run scored. Also, I think he picked up an RBI as well, as Rivers will slide in there safely at home. So now make that 16-0. And a pitch to Adams. Deep drive, center field. The center fielder there and will make the catch for the third out of the inning. So the Raiders strike for 5 here in the bottom of the fourth inning, lead at 16-0 after 4 innings of play from Raider Field. We'll head to the top of the fifth. We'll be back with more right after this Jones Auto Body game break. Alrighty, here we are with the top of the fifth inning here. The Raiders with a 16-0 lead as that pitch was popped up down the first base side foul. We'll have a pinch hitter here, number 37, and that is Matt Wise. Leaving that one up right there now. 1-2 the count here on Wise. Here's the pitch from Davis. See you later. Pull the string, folks. A dandy right there from Braxton Davis. Out number 1 of the inning now. The third baseman, number 21, Phillip Hobbs. Now to play here. 2 plate appearances today. 2 walks. Chop to the shortstop, Vickery, on the first and gets him by a step, out number 2. Nice play there by Steven. 2 quick outs. And now the right fielder, number 3, Mason Brewer. Now the last hope here for the Richmond Red Devils. Wapahani looking to win 16-0 on consecutive days. Beat Winchester 16-0 yesterday. I like this consistency. Hopefully we can start doing this every ball game. And, I mean, heck, you'd win. You should be able to win every time scoring that many runs. My gosh. So 0-1 here on Brewer. Here's the pitch. And a fly ball left center field. And Stanley nearly makes the play. So Brosier will get it back in, and Brewer will be in there safely at second with a 2-out double. And again, Davis has got the first 2 outs of the inning. Can't seem to get him out in order there. But a nice attempt there by Stanley to make the play. Good pitch there by Davis. And it lands in there for a double for Mason Brewer. 4th hit allowed here for Davis on the day. He's done a fantastic job on the mound. Josiah Sizemore at the plate. In there for a ball, 1-0. There's ball 2, now 2 balls, 1 strike. Sizemore 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to the shortstop and lined out to the right fielder in the third. Here's a 3-1 in there, call to strike now. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Davis gets his signs. Here's the payoff pitch. Ground ball to second baseman. That's going to get by. And Longfellow comes up throwing at the plate, and he's going to be out. So Porter to Wise. Or no, actually that was Longfellow, I think, might have been out there.
Final score, Wapahani 16.
Longfellow to Rivers to Lipscomb to complete the out, and the game is over. 16-0 final score here from Raider Field. We'll step aside, and we'll be back here with the post-game report here on the WHS Network. Alrighty, welcome back here, folks, to the Jones Auto Body Game Break post-game report here. The Raiders with a 16-0 hammer of the Richmond Red Devils here this evening. You take an overall look at the line score here. Richmond had no runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and 6 left on base, while your Wapahani Raiders score 16 runs on 13 hits, 1 error, and 7 left on base. Wapahani now 15-5 on the year with this victory tonight. Again, their next game will be coming up on Saturday morning. We'll be traveling to Yorktown for the semifinal round of the 2018 Delaware County Boys Baseball Tournament. There'll be, like I said, a 10 o'clock start time. Wapahani will either play Yorktown or Westdale in that first semifinal game of the day. They're Saturday morning at 10. The second game, I think, is supposed to be right around 12:30, something like that, 12:30, 1 o'clock, with the Delaware County Championship game being later on that night, being played at 7. Yeah, we're obviously hopeful there. Hopefully Wapahani can put on a great performance coming up there Saturday morning, and then hopefully an even better performance later on that night. But a very tough task at hand. Hopefully the Raiders are up for it. I can't say enough about the offense. Obviously they took care of business here today. Getting it going early and often throughout the ball game here. The offense was able to execute on some great opportunities. Obviously the pitching there of the Red Devils, well, they had some struggles. There's no question about that, but I want to wish them the best of luck throughout their season as well. They fall now to 11-8 on the year. A good win, though, tonight here for Wapahani. Like I said, we executed here offensively. They had some command issues, Richmond did, with their pitching staff. And we had some good timely hitting as well, took advantage when opportunities presented itself. And then our defense really did a great job as well behind Braxton Davis, which we'll get to him here in a second. But, I think defensively we were solid all the way around. And then, like I said, the pitching performance today here by Braxton Davis was absolutely stellar. A great game here today. He did have 3 walks. But, really overall, I think for the most part here, he did what he needed to do. He got guys out, he got some big strikeouts in some key situations here, but Richmond really didn't, pose a big-time threat to him for a good part of the ball game. Yeah, they might have had runners on in every single inning, but you could really tell that he felt like he could still get out of the inning with nobody crossing home plate. And it was just a very well executed and a great call there for the game there by Tyson Lipscomb behind home plate there, making sure that he's getting the best out of his pitcher, Braxton Davis. And just a great job all the way around here from the players, coaching staff, everybody. So a great win here tonight. Again, here's Wapahani now not advances, but improves their record now to 15-5 on the year. And again, they'll be back at it on Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, against the winner of Yorktown and Westdale at Tiger Field out there at Yorktown High School. Make sure to make the short trip out there. It's only about a 30-minute drive here from Selma. So make the trip on out there. Cheer on your Wapahani Raiders to a couple of victories come up on Saturday. And we'll be out there. We'll have all the stats and all of the scoring information on Twitter throughout the ball game, and I'll make sure to take care of that. And obviously we'll be there hopefully for 2 games coming up here on Saturday. So again, a special thanks to all of our sponsors here this evening: Jones Auto Body, Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC Dealership, as well as University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle DDS, B. Joseph Davis, Attorney at Law, the Liberty Perry Alumni Association, and the Muncie Dragway, all proud sponsors of the WHS Network. 16-0 final score here from Raider Field. Wapahani now improves to 15-5 on the year. We thank you all for watching. And Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. We'll see you next time right here on the WHS Network. Have a great night, folks.